So did Jared Wihungi and the PTTA try to steal or claim the beloved Pekiti Tirsia logo? Now, some of you may have heard about recent issues surrounding concerns raised by the Katipunan group and echoed by folks like Tim Wade relating to what was characterized, at least by implication, as the malicious trademarking of the Pekiti Tirsia Kali logo.
There have been some people who have recently been trying to take advantage of my teacher, our teacher, Grantu Ngahi, trying to claim things that are not theirs, and of course for their own benefit, and trying to think that they could actually take the name and take the identity of the system from Grantu Ngahi.
In this video, I would like to discuss some key facts that the public ought to know in order to prevent further misinformation. Now, it's important that you know that anything I say in this video are my own opinions and do not reflect nor represent any organization. But for transparency, I am ranked as a Lakan Guru under the PTTA and as a Mandala under the Grand Tuhana Pekiti Tirsia himself, Leo Gahe. Now, let's get right into it. This issue was raised initially by Tuhan Mick Alcaraz, and he asked three key questions. 1. Is the PTTA the sole owner of the PTK logo? 2. Was the Grand Tuhan aware of this trademark submission? And 3. Are you, Jared Wihungi, the sole stakeholder of PTK in the Philippines? Now, do you think these questions were posed with good intent in order to protect the generic PTK logo, which is widely used by many organizations around the world? Or is there something more to this? Now, the subsequent commentary on this post, to include those of Tuhan Mick, served as a kind of character assassination, one that many Pekiti Tertians were quick to jump in on. Now, while the responses were alarming, they weren't surprising. Now, let's address some key facts. In this very post, Tuhan Jared made a request to deal with this matter privately, to which Tuhan Mick declined. Despite this, Tuhan Jared made the facts clear in private, but as of this writing, no responses were given, nor amendments made on that original post by Tuhan Mick Alcaraz. Now, let's dig deeper into this. It gets very interesting. This is the PTK logo, which is widely used by many individuals and organizations worldwide. As far as I know, no one owns this logo, nor holds the intellectual property rights to it yet. While this logo has been around for decades, it's widely accepted that it's for all Pekiti Tertians to use and that it belongs to Grand Tuhan Leo Gahe. Next point. This logo is used as a template to represent key tenets of PTK and is typically modified to represent the uniqueness of different cultures, ethos, and characteristics of various practitioners and groups all around the world. A simple Google search will reveal exactly what I mean. Variations of these logos have been trademarked in different countries and jurisdictions as unique representations of these groups. Modifications may include additions or subtractions of visual elements, color scheme changes, and the addition of words, phrases, or mottos. Now, by willful omission, negligence, ignorance, or maliciousness, the Katipunan group characterized the trademarking of this specific logo as some kind of theft of intellectual property. It's clear that this logo is specific to the Pekiti Tirsia Tactical Association. Now, while the generic PTK logo maintained its original form, the trademark submission is for the unique representation with the inclusion of these words. There's definitely something fishy going on. How did the Katipunan group even know that such a trademark submission was in the process of approval? I'll get to that in a minute. Now, in the post, the photo submission made it impossible to read the surrounding text, and I believe folks simply made the assumption that the words must have read Pekiti Tirsia Kali or something to that effect. Now, on top of that, Tuhan Mick publicly released the full names of those who submitted the trademark, something that I really cannot comprehend as anything other than maliciousness. And judging by the commentary, which, as of this writing, remains publicly observable, that much of the jury of public opinion has sided with the false notion that there was malicious intent by the PTTA. But those who are careful with analyzing the accusations, or those who know Tuhan Jared directly, knew that no malicious intent could have ever been present, and this was all just another example of PTK drama rearing its ugly head. something that most of us are so tired of. Now let's get back to that interesting question. How did the Katipunan Group know that a trademark process was in a pending state from the PTTA to begin with? Now it is my opinion, and my opinion only, that perhaps they themselves tried to trademark the logo, conducted the initial research, and were perhaps dissuaded by the discovery of the PTTA submission. Now, after consultation with the PTTA's lawyers, it was determined that indeed the PTTA submission was a unique representation and does not infringe on the right of the Gahe family to trademark the original logo along with the term Pekiti Tirsia Kali. In short, the Grand Tuhan and his family were fooled and misled to believe that the PTTA had done something wrong. And now we have to ask ourselves why? Why would anyone want to do that? In my opinion, it has to do with greed and jealousy. Now here are some more facts. In the Philippines, when a trademark is initially submitted, it is benchmarked against existing intellectual property for similarities. Now, barring this, the logo goes into a pending approval process, after which there is a submission of that intellectual property to the general public to be contested or appealed by any party. Now, it's clear to me that it would be incredibly easy to provide provenance of this original logo and the terms Pekiti Tirsia Kali being used dating back many, many years, decades in fact. And it makes it a near impossibility to be claimed by anyone other than its original users. And even if they did, not only would this be malicious, it would also be easily challenged. In short, the PTTA did not attempt to steal the beloved PTK logo, which in my opinion belongs to Grand Tuhan Leo Gahe, and he may choose to pass along this intellectual property to anyone he wishes. Now, whoever that person may be, we should all hope that they are not the type to send cease and desist letters for reasons of greed and jealousy. The trademark submission shown here only aimed to protect this specific iteration of the logo with the words "and only in the Philippines." If this presents some kind of a legal barrier for others to submit similarly modified logos, there's a legal process for appeal, and it doesn't happen on Facebook pages where the only intention, in my opinion, is to smear character, initiate gossip, and create further division within the PTK community. Now, over the years, the PTTA has supported Grand Tuhan Leo Gahe, going as far as to create and deliver monetary assistance during the pandemic. They've created specific projects, the proceeds of which go towards providing GT with financial assistance. Folks, I hope this video finds you well and that none of this detracts you from continuing to train Pekiti Tirsia Kali. Although in my travels, I have most certainly met people who have distanced themselves from this beautiful art due to such politics. Now, while we may never stop the infighting, gossip, drama, and politics within PTK, I hope that practitioners who are watching this around the world can use this event as yet another example that there are always two sides to every story. And I'll leave you guys with this. The requirements for ranking in the Pekiti Tirsia Tactical Association are as follows: knowledge of the art, the skill to execute that knowledge, and last but not least, character, the moral strength and integrity to do what is right. And as practitioners of PTK, you have the power to choose your instructors and the organizations you affiliate with based on these very same requirements. And in this choice, I hope this video has really given you something to think about. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, Tuhan.